And action. We are live, I believe. Let me close this down and reopen again. For those of you that are just joining, yeah, on Wednesdays I try to do a live stream, and this Wednesday I forgot. I kind of missed the 9 o'clock live stream. Just pulling up my tablet here so I can get chat, because this is a really good, fun way to chat with you guys. Just kind of interact and connect a little bit. Make sure my audio is working. Yay, it's working. Okay, pull up my chat here. So today I thought we would talk about just general engine build. Where is chat? Yeah, I know I'm live. Sometimes this, I pull up the chat on my tablet here, but it doesn't. Sometimes it gives me a little technical difficulties. There we go. All right, now we're on. Hello from Canada, Mr. Bikeaholic. Cool. Good morning. Good morning. So yeah, this video is going to be, I'm going to be doing some talk about rebuilding engines, my experience with engine rebuilding on this Jeep here, PJ. I did a rebuild on the 4-liter inline 6, turned out great. Good morning, Bill. Yeah, sorry I'm late. Dave is here. Good morning. So, and then I'm continuing on with another build, and this go around, it's a little bit easier just because I'm more familiar with everything and everything that's going on and everything I need to do. Good morning from, Mr. Bikeaholic, Van Island. Tyler in Michigan here. Good morning, Tyler. Sedan Island. Yeah, hi, Jason. So anyways, the second go around, I'm doing a stroker build this time, and let me kind of relax here a little bit. There we go. So going through it again, it's a lot easier this time because I know a lot of the pitfalls, some trouble I had last time, a few lessons I learned. A couple of the biggest lessons were hot tanking it. Excellent idea. Take it to a shop, have them hot tank it. Don't try to do it yourself. Unless, I don't know, unless you got a way to do it. I just don't have a great way to clean an engine block. I don't have a good area to pressure wash it with soap and all that. But hot tanking, it came back perfect, like pristine, perfectly clean. You could eat off of it. The other thing I learned on my last build was trying to hone the cylinder walls. I did it myself and it turned out okay-ish. But when I took it to the machine shop later to what were they doing? They were gonna do the pistons. They were gonna mount the rods on the pistons and all that. And I brought the block back in, and he looked at the hone job and he was like, he said it won't work great. Like your rings aren't gonna seat well. So that was my experience. Let me turn my mug around. You guys can order a mug. You can get one actually a little better than this with the logo on both sides. When I ordered this one, I got the logo just on one side. So I got to drink it with my left hand. But having the professional hone job was, I think, well worth it. You know, he used a $30,000, I think that's what he said, $30,000 machine to channel name change. Yeah. Sorry, Jason's messaging me on another app. Yeah, having a professional hone job, it just looked so much better. It looked amazing when I got it back from him. Got to get rid of Jason's message there. Howdy from Connor. Good morning, Connor. But if you guys have questions, if any of you guys have ever rebuilt an engine or anything, like leave a question, tell me about your experience, any pitfalls or troubles you had. This one so far is going really smooth. I'm really happy with the condition of this block, the head, everything. It's actually a lot cleaner than my last build. If you check out my last build, there's a whole series. If you guys haven't seen that, there's a whole video series on it. I think there's like 30 episodes or something. I take you through step one, like taking it out of the Jeep, like from the very beginning, to step 30 or video 30, which is firing it up and breaking in the engine for the first time. So the whole rebuild process, it's a great video series. Definitely learned a lot of things on it, and it was good. It was a good experience. So you're saying $30,000 piece of equipment is better than a $13? No, it wasn't a $13 piece of equipment. It was free. It was one of the tool rentals from the local auto parts store. It was not the ball hone. It was a brush hone that I used. It kind of worked. It's more of a deglazer, and trying to get the hash marks on there for the correct hone, doing it by hand, it's super hard. It's like, I forget what the hone cost. I have the breakdown of all the costs of the engine rebuild, and I think to have them hone it was like $50 or something, and yeah, well worth it to have a professional hone job, because then you are pretty much guaranteed that your piston rings are going to seat properly. Then if you don't hone it correctly, then the rings aren't going to seat well, and you'll get blow by, some leaks, and just not as good of compression. And if you're doing all this work on a nice rebuild, you may as well pay $50 to get a nice hone job. Most everything else you can do yourself, but those were the things. Oh, thanks. Jason just listed the rebuild playlist. Have you found problem with this engine head yet? Oh, this one? I'm actually digging into it right now. That's part of the reason I missed the 9 o'clock live stream like I try to do. Because I'm getting ready. I'm filming today and actually editing video today, because we finished tearing this apart. It'll be kind of fun looking at the bearings. Actually, I was kind of impressed with the bearings. There's some exciting stuff coming up on that. So Friday, check out that video as we tear apart the bottom end of this timing chain, all that. It's good stuff. The stroker engine was basically free with the purchase of Fungus. Yes. So this was a part of a deal I got with Project Fungus, that red Jeep. I got this. I got another axle with it. So a good deal. And this is going to be a fun build. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I was having like the 3 big things I learned from the machine shop. Have them hone it, hot tank it, and then I had them bore it out 30 thousandths over on the rebuild on this one. This guy, I'm probably going to be going 60 thousandths over, because it's going to be a stroker. Other problems, most everything else you can do by hand, like in your own shop. You don't need a lot of specialized equipment to do. There's a few little specialty tools, like replacing the clutch. What is that? To get the clutch discs centered. There's a name for that. I forget what it's called. Clutch centering tool, something like that. But yes, it's like $15. So all the other expenses were pretty inexpensive. The most expensive parts are the rebuild kit and the oil, the break-in oil, because you got to use a good break-in oil because you want to break the engine in properly. Good break-in oil's not cheap. It's like, $11, $12 a quart. You're using 6 quarts twice. So that kind of adds up, but it was a good fun build. If you haven't watched that playlist, go check it out. It's a good one. And it took me quite a while. Like this one here is going to take me a while too, because I'm kind of dropping a video on it once a month. At the beginning of the month, a video on this rebuild. So this video here is going to be about taking apart the bottom end, the timing chain, all that stuff. Getting the sprockets off, pulling the pistons and bearings, the crankshaft, all that out. The wear on the crankshaft, I'm excited to show you guys that. The bearings was interesting. You also learned how much dropping a flywheel on your hand hurts. Oh man, that hurts so bad. Oh gosh. Yeah, I don't know, I was dumb. I had the flywheel on there and trying to get the bolts in. I had my hand under the flywheel. The flywheel weighs, I don't know, they're not light. It's like 25 pounds maybe, but it's got like sharp teeth on it, nice sharp edges. Had my hand under it, and I had a 2x4 under it for some reason too, like on the ground. But couldn't get the bolts in, was trying to get the bolts in. It slipped off and just fell right on my finger. Oh, and immediately I could feel the heartbeat in my finger. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, I lifted my hand up because blood squirted out immediately. Lifted my hand up, went inside, took care of that. There was blood on the garage floor. It's all in the video if you want to check it out. I think it's titled like ouch. Like, I think there's ouch in the title. It's one of the videos. It's putting the flywheel and clutch and all that in. And, or maybe it's I crushed my finger or something like that. But yeah, lesson learned. Be smart. Yep, there was blood involved. How you liking the JK? So jealous. Learn anything new on it? That's from Connor. So yeah, loving the JK. So nice. I love my old YJs. My original YJ, never getting rid of it. Probably going to keep that forever because it's my first Jeep. And that was a long, a childhood dream of getting a Jeep. And that was my very first one. So of course I'm going to keep it. But then after I saw the JKs come on the market, the 4-doors, I was like, wow, those are cool. So I finally got one after years of saving and working on the channel. Cool part is the channel honestly is paying for that Jeep. YouTube takes a lot of work. I put effort into it, but I really enjoy it. I enjoy the channel. I enjoy the content. I enjoy working in the shop. I enjoy helping people out. Interacting with you guys. It's a lot of fun. So that's why I keep it up. I keep doing it. It's a lot of fun. On Easter egg on the JK, there's a little, like above the rear view mirror, there's a little Jeep symbol, which is kind of cool. If there's another one, not that I've found yet, but I'll keep looking. It's 12:15, lunchtime coffee. Who's that from? Stu? So we're just talking about the build I did last time and the stroker build I'm doing here. Be sure to catch Friday's video. It'll be about the stroker build as well. That'll be fun. But yeah, loving the JK. It's so nice. And a lot of the creature comforts. Honestly, it's kind of nice, remote locking. It's just handy. The locks on my YJ, it's just difficult. And the ride is so smooth, so smooth. Going from old leaf springs to nice the suspension on it. I don't know. It's a nice upgraded suspension. Coilovers, I guess. Getting harder to find quality work around me. Symptoms of disposable car syndrome, I suppose. People are getting work done just want the cheapest fix possible. Put the guys out of business. That was from Stan. That's why I do almost all of my work myself. Yeah, we are becoming more of a disposable society where things break and people just replace it, buy a new one. It's crazy because sometimes that's cheaper. Like sometimes it's cheaper to like, oh, this broke, it's 3 years old. I could rebuild it for $20 or I could buy a brand new one for $22. So yeah, it's crazy. But working on older vehicles like the YJs, oh gosh, save thousands and thousands of dollars doing it yourself. And as you guys know, I'm not a mechanic. I work in the medical field, but this is just my hobby, so it's fun to have something totally different to do. But yeah, you can save so much money doing it yourself. Don't get spoiled by all those features on the JK. Your heart still says Leafs. Yes, I definitely have. My first love was the leaf springs, and the square lights. So yeah, they're not going anywhere. Bought a Subaru and paid $1,000 for it after a mechanic told the person to throw parts at it for $4 grand. Turns out mechanic was totally wrong. Yeah, his Subaru's running great. He had to put a new radiator in it. Did that himself, right? Speaking of new radiator, my JK chip, I don't think the radiator's ever been done. I gotta take a closer look at it, but I believe it has the original radiator in it. And the 3.6, I think there's actually even a class action lawsuit about the sand casting of those engines, plugging up the cooling system, plugging up the radiator, and people having to do, change out the radiator, which I don't know. I guess it's a big deal for a lot of people, but for me, it'll be a fun video. Swapping out the radiator on the JK. Wife has a new JL. Awesome. And it rides even better than her old JK. Off-roading in a Cadillac. Hey, that's cool. Sounds good to me. Maybe that's, as I'm getting older, I'm like, comfort. Yeah, I'll take it. And like, that's another reason why some people bedline their Jeeps, which is great. Hose it out. That's awesome. But I like carpet in there. It's quiet. It's soft. It's smooth. It dampens the noise a bit. A little harder to clean, but I don't know. I'm getting soft. Newer things are made cheaper so they break easier. Yeah, to me it's cheaper to fix an old something than to have to constantly replace the new. Yeah, very true. They use, it's crazy on washers and dryers and cars and mechanical things. Yeah, this little plastic part is like what holds this whole thing together, and it breaks after 4 years, and it's like, really, that crucial piece that holds this bracket, like, it was made of plastic? If they would have made this out of metal, it would have been so much better. Yeah. Plastic is cheap for manufacturers to... Cheap way to go. I have a dream to restore an old Caddy. Scary how many new cars have non-serviceable parts, lifetime fluids, etc. Yeah, actually, that's one thing I gotta... Maybe you guys know, which I honestly don't know on my JK. 2012 Sahara, the transmission. Just briefly, I haven't done looked around it a lot. Did a brief look over of the engine. I do not see, maybe I'm blind, I do not see a transmission dipstick. And I do know some vehicles have, lifetime fluids, or they have a transmission that it doesn't have a dipstick. You can't check the fluid level. It's just designed to either have lifetime fluid, or you just have to take it to a shop, which I wouldn't do. That's crazy talk. I'd change the fluid myself. You just change the fluid, but there's no real way to like check the level or check the condition of the fluid. So you guys out there with JKs, is there a dipstick? Am I completely missing it? Is it by the alternator, behind the oil dipstick, back by the firewall? Like, I've kind of done it once over and looked around, just for a few minutes. Haven't really looked. Let's see. Dale's fixes his washer every 24 months, it seems. I used to. Every 2 years, yeah, my washer. And that washer lasted for... We bought it new when I got my first house. When my daughter was... My first daughter... Yeah, Kim was... Yeah, she was pregnant when we were looking at that house. So she was born in that house. So, yeah, 21 years ago. So that washer lasted almost 20 years. And the last, 6 years, every 2 years I'd have to replace a part. But that washer lasted 20 years. Lifetime fluid. It'll last until the fluid lasts its lifetime. Yep. It's not as old as your washer. I think your washer is newer than you think it is. Because I bought that first washer. I bought it in 99. Yeah, I don't know. Did the live stream get interrupted there? It was a phone call from Tacoma, Washington. I don't know anybody in Tacoma. Decline. It's probably my car warranty is expired. Every once in a while, some of those scammers, I do like to mess with them a little bit. I'll answer the phone and like, oh, my computer has a virus? Oh, okay, yeah, I'm turning it on now. And I waste 10 minutes of their time because I've got nothing else going on. So something happened. I've had my washer. This cracks me up. We're live streaming on Jeep Solid YouTube channel, all about Jeeps and car repairs and engine building. We're talking about washers. So Tom says, I've had my washer 10 years. Got it free from a coworker who upgraded it to a front loader. Yeah, some of the front loaders have issues. Jason's had his front loader for 20 years ish. I think it's older than, or it's newer than that. Sometimes Jason gets his years wrong. That's okay. I've noticed since COVID-19, the expired car warranty calls have gone down. Yes. Yeah, that's true. I'm starting to notice some of them coming in again. I actually got an email today about how my PayPal account is suspended. And click this link to update your account information. And I'm sure they want, my credit card information and social security number. And, yeah. Jason's warranty expired too. So anyways, it's, 10:30. I actually still haven't showered. I did get my morning exercise done, but I'm still in my sweatpants. I do want to shower real quick because, I don't know, just kind of get going. And then I got to finish the build on this. Finish the build. Finish the teardown, which I'm almost there. I'm taking the pistons out, popping some bearings off, and take the crank out. That's it. I have, like a half hour more of filming to do. And that'll all be in Friday's video. So you guys can see it with the crank still in it right now. But come Friday, the video, you'll watch me pull the crank out. And pay attention because the bearings on this are interesting. Yeah. Come watch Friday's video. The bearings on it are kind of interesting. So you're gonna shower just to come back out and work in the shop. Yep. Because I don't know, I feel oily, greasy, stinky. I like to start my day clean. And taking this apart, taking the bearing caps off, pulling the crank out, I won't get that dirty. It's going to be 85 today, sunny and 85. Nice day to work in the shop. So, trying to catch your guys' last comments. Look forward to it on Friday. Clean the parts with you in the shower. Yeah. I actually have a parts cleaner. It doesn't work great. So anyways, I will see you guys on Friday. Be sure to tune in. It's going to be a fun video. It's not going to be just sit down and talk and have coffee. The bearings on this, like I said, check it out. It'll be interesting. Thank you guys. Have a good day, and I'll catch you on Friday.